to the bonus level.
Hey guys, and welcome to level 5 of the bonus level podcast. We have a great show for you this week. We're going to be covering all sorts of things, including the evolution of mobile gaming. We're going to be talking about horror movie logic, as well as our normal weekly segments. And of course, Josh has a bone to pick again. I'm joined, of course, by my lovely co-hosts, Josh and Luch. Josh, why don't you say hi?
What's up?
And Luch?
Yo.
Okay, so now we know that every time Josh introduces himself, Luch is going to do the same style. Okay, perfect. So anyways, welcome back to the bonus level podcast. Thanks for being here. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. If it's your 5th time joining us, then we love you. Or wait, no, we love everybody. Dang it.
Yes.
See, now it just seems like I only love the people that have been here every week. So
We just love them more. That's all.
That's true. How's your week going?
Who you talking to?
Both of you. Gosh, I gotta.
we can't
address
talk
you
at
directly.
the same time.
I asked you both. I want you both to answer me at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Wow, that's neither of you.
You first.
I'm no longer the host.
Yeah.
You first, Josh. Go first.
I will go first. No, the week's been good. It's been nice and busy. Haven't had much time to think about anything. It's just been, this week's been flying by. I've had stuff going on at the kids' school, multiple days, working with photo shoots and all kinds of crap. And then I'm trying to get ready for the flight on Friday.
Woo-hoo. Can't wait.
Yeah, buddy.
I feel like you said the same thing last week, though, for your week. Was your week the same as it was the week before?
Yeah, pretty much. What? I mean, like, it's the same kind of stuff. Like, it's bouncing all over the place where I've had, throughout the week, people will call or text and go, hey, can you come shoot this house? Or, hey, I want to set up a shoot for this. Or I'm working with getting somebody into a house right now. So it's been a little bit all over the place.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Nice. Luch, what about you?
Working as usual. Fallout 76 beta just came out today, so super excited to be playing that.
We know where you're going to go.
And I get to play it.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, work, not much else really. Wow.
You doing anything crazy this weekend?
You know what? There was this party I got invited to, but I think I'm too cool for the cats that go there.
Oh, that's probably true.
So, I mean, but, other than that, I got a pretty sweet podcast, Halloween podcast that I will be hosting at this Friday. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. For our devoted followers and fans, we'll be recording our very first all live in-person episode, and it'll be the Halloween special. It'll be coming out next week on Halloween. Our weekly release falls exactly on the 31st of October, so it's going to be perfect. And we're going to be recording it all at the same time. We have a very special guest joining us for the spooky stories and the amazing and haunted tales of years gone past. So we're going to be super, super happy to get to post that, and that should be really fun. So look forward to that next week. I love whenever I get to ask you those questions and then nobody asks me how my week was.
We're getting to that point.
No. It's if I have to bring it up, it's too late. And so.
Well, I mean, you didn't really give us a chance. You didn't pause it.
No, I don't. That's
Luch, he was in the middle of talking about his weekend.
Yeah, and then
the podcast that he was doing, and then he went straight into yours.
Yeah. So Jack, how was your week?
It's been really hectic, right? Work's been really hectic.
Tell me more.
A lot of things going on. We had we're in what's called a new product initiative, which means we work more and longer hours and all of that. And it's a little hectic and crazy. And that's really all that I really want to go into detail about that, because today was my day off, so I don't want to think about that too much. But yeah, it hasn't been bad other than that. And, still just relaxing, working on the house, getting it ready for the party. But speaking of that, something in the news, right? So I'm sure anybody that's listening already knows. So today they're drawing again what's the biggest lottery in history, right?
Yeah.
The biggest payout in history. The winner's going to get over $1 billion after everything's said and done. Whoever
Really?
wins.
I never pay attention to this stuff, so I didn't know that it got to that high.
Yeah, it's
I don't normally get lottery tickets, but like from a pot that big, and my guts are squishing around because like I feel good about it. I had to get some tickets. So guys, you're looking at the next billionaire.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, I mean, so obviously in the news, everybody's trying to get their ticket in, right? If you don't play, you can't win, kind of thing. But the problem is that for every person that plays, everybody's odds go down again by one more person, right? So you just
the odds don't go down. So the odds are based on the amount of numbers. So you have to get 6 numbers ranging from 1 to 70 and then 1 to 25. So the odds are 1 in 312 million. Now, it won't go up or down depending on how many people pick it.
Oh, okay.
Multiple people can win. So no matter what,
you can have the same numbers. Yeah,
2 people can play. You still have
what did you say? 312 million.
1 out of 312 million. Yep.
Yeah.
But the payout is over 1 point some billion.
My favorite tweet was someone was saying something like that. You go and you pay $6, you get a lottery ticket, and you have a 1 in 312 million chance of winning. And they're like, or you can go to Taco Bell, spend $6, and you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting what you actually ordered.
I saw that.
It's a fun game.
All true.
Yeah, you're right. That begs the question, though, right? So it's something that's going on. Everybody's thinking about it. Everybody's having their hypothetical discussion. Luch and I, you and I had this discussion the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, what would you do if you won a lottery? Not even so. Let's just say in this situation, it doesn't even have to be this 1.5 billion, right? Because 1.5 billion is like this crazy astronomical number. So if you won a lottery, say it was 10 million, and you got paid 10 million or whatever, what would you do with the money?
So this is very easy.
All right.
But, yes. So like my main frustrations over the past couple years that have been money related stuff have been being able to go do things that I want to do when I want to do them. It would definitely be getting a private jet and someone that can, like, because I doubt that all my friends and family are going to want to move to a giant compound that I could buy and turn into a really sweet place. But I still think that a lot of people would be like, no, still want to stay in my own place. That's cool. I'll come see you. If I want to come see you tomorrow, I could do something like that. That's the kind of luxury that I don't have at this point. So being able to fly down to Tampa or fly out to Seattle to see a friend or fly out to Texas, or my brother's in South Korea right now, to be like, dude, he's going to, go out this weekend and they're going to the Philippines to go scuba diving. It's like, that sounds awesome. I want to go and I could be there. Like that kind of stuff I think would be awesome. I think that's my main thing would be able to travel when I want to travel at any point.
All right. So what are you going to do with the other 8 million?
Well, definitely I would not, I would work only what I wanted to work. Right now, that would be 100% photography. I don't think I would do anything else unless it was something that I started having fun with. I would probably get some video camera equipment so I could really get into that. But it would be a lot of the photography type stuff. And it would be really cool to be able to offer my services for free. Like,
what?
Sure.
To not have to charge people for what I do. Because if what I'm doing I enjoy enough and I have the money that I don't need to charge, it would be really cool to do that kind of thing, like paying it forward. And it's like, hey, I'm going to do this for you. You take care of someone else today, or whatever it may be. That'd be
that 10 million is going to run out real fast there, Josh.
No.
10 million.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Look up at the TV show, How the Lottery Ruined My Life or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm more concerned with.
You're going to hear from family members you didn't even know existed. Oh my God,
exactly.
Josh, I haven't seen you since you were a fetus.
And I'll go, hey, that's crazy. I just got a private jet. I'll come see you right now and say, hey.
They'll be like, yeah, but that's great and all, but can you just, you don't need to do all that. You can just write me a check,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I could
That
really
kind of
use a new boat.
situation would be interesting. It's, I don't know.
Hmm. Lucha, wasn't there like some law that you discovered about gifting money though?
It's not really a law, it's just a tax. So apparently there's like a gift tax. You can't really like just go ahead and give people money, apparently. I didn't know that. So I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like uh when you give like an exorbitant amount of money to people, you have to apparently tax it.
Yeah.
And like it's it's anything below 15,000 is what it is. So the gift exclusion amount is 15,000. So I can go ahead and give you 15,000 right now if I want, but what it is past that, you have to get it taxed. Which is
what happens if you give me 15,000 every week?
No. I think it's on a per year basis.
Yes, it's annual.
Oh, okay. So okay, all right.
Yeah, so it's annual.
Wait, what? So basically, what you'd have to do that would make more sense is set up an LLC, a company, and then hire me as an employee with a federal tax ID, and then just pay me a salary.
All right. Well, first off, okay, I don't plan on just giving anybody $15K outright
a week
or anything above
We're talking
that.
About a plan for tax evasion live on air.
I'll tell you what, though, guys, if I do win the billion, bonus level podcast and the bonus level media company will be taking much higher heights.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Next week employees. You will see us on Jimmy Fallon.
Full-time employees.
Oh yes.
We're just going to buy MTV, cancel every show that's on there, and then we'll be on 24/7.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I would. Yep, I would like that. I don't know.
I mean, what would you guys do with your money? Is my idea stupid?
No, I like your idea. I think that yours is very simplified. I don't think that you elaborate. I mean, I should have given you a time limit to like, keep it crunched in.
I mean, I could definitely think of more ideas of things that I would like to spend my money on, but I didn't want to have like a 30-minute
exactly.
monologue of like, well, I want to go buy this and I want to go buy this.
So what about housing and like cars? Houses, making sure that your money is protected as well. Because like you don't just, I'm not going to just fucking like sign that thing and then off to Tallahassee. I'll leave tomorrow. Just go ahead and call you guys real quick, guys. You wouldn't understand.
Oh no, I would definitely, depending on the amount of money that I made, it would be very, very cool to buy a small island or a little like a resort area, like down in South America where money goes a lot further. Just have a nice tropical beach. I got my jet to be able to get back in town to hang out with people and stuff like that. But like a little getaway area in a tropical place like that. Yeah.
Getaway. I'm living there.
And you can be relaxing on your island as Somali pirates just come and invade your lands. And
if you have enough money to buy an island, you have enough money to buy and pay for a private mercenary
militia. So then Josh is going to be the next Austin Powers villain.
Yeah, right.
Just chilling at his island, just surrounded by mercenaries.
Well, no, I think
mercenaries on the
there's
island.
A big thing with like money. You need money to make money, or having money will open more opportunities to make money. Like setting up a business or an enterprise or working on those different type things, I think would be you want that money to continuously work for you. You don't want to go spend it all on crap. I don't know. I think way too logically about this kind of stuff that I'm probably not.
No, it's smart. You're smart. You take your money and the things that you the things that you buy, you have to make sure that it's going to be a good return on your investment. If you buy a car, you might buy a car, but you can also turn around and sell that and get most of your money back. You know what I mean? Like, so you have car, whether it's cars, houses, things.
You have assets.
Things that have that
I
have
would
equity.
definitely, though, I would love to take, I don't know, some large amount, $50,000, $100,000 to like a fight and place it all on one person to win, like something crazy like that. Like, all right, we're going to, some big sporting event. We're going to get the sweet seats or like right there ringside or whatever it may be, and then
Mhm.
dropping a ton of money on a bet. So that way, when you win, to either like you lose and it's like crap, like I want to feel that super low or that super high of realizing, holy crap, we just won like, you know,
Yeah,
1,000 times $100,000.
Yeah,
You know?
another 100 million or something.
Yeah,
stupid.
I think that would just be insane.
And then as you get beat up behind the fighting ring, and then have that 100K taken away from you. Good thing you didn't bet on that Connor versus Kebab fight.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, no, I definitely. Well, in that actually with my betting on fighters, I am wrong 100% of the time. Every fight that I've paid attention to over the past like 4 or 5 months, well, it's everyone that I've wanted to win, and I felt like in my gut, I was like, I think these guys can do it. Like that whole Rocky versus Drago, and you're cheering for Rocky, even though your brain's like, Drago's going to murder him.
Yeah.
He's still like, I'm like, no, Rocky's going to do it. He's going to pull it out. Every time for probably the past couple months, every fight that I've picked, I've gotten wrong. So I know exactly what I do. I just go the opposite of what I would always do.
I like it.
I mean, hey, what would you do with your $1.5 billion there, Jack?
Honestly, I mean, I'd pay off my house. I'd probably buy a new house. Use this one as a rent. I do a lot of investing as far as that goes. Like Josh said, I'd start a company. I would.
What about the juicy stuff? Come on. All right, everybody's going to invest. Everybody's going to buy a house.
Hold on, I'm getting there because we're gonna compress this to a 1 minute answer per.
All right. Well, Josh is already at 15 minutes, so
I know. Yeah, I mean, I'd invest. I'd do a lot of that, make the money work for me. But ultimately, I would probably like open up my like what I wanted to do originally. I wanted to have like a cafe on like at the beach, like a beachside restaurant / bar, but also have like a PC cafe, because there's a lot of people I think out there like me that enjoy the nerdy gaming, you know, the comic books and all of the nerdy stuff, but also really enjoy drinking and being at the beach and being outside and like doing all these things. It's like the hybrid, right? Everybody thinks of the stereotype of like, oh, well, people that play video games and are into nerdy stuff only stay inside and they're pasty and blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. I love all of that stuff, but I also love being outside, right? And being, in the sun and being at the beach and being at a bar. And so I would open a bar that served great food and drinks, that was by the beach, that also had like a place to play every single video game console, PCs that you could just hang out and play video games with your friends or online or whatever, and just have like this really cool chill spot. And that's ultimately what I would do.
Okay.
That's like nice. Live music nights.
Live music at night. Comedy
attached to the back of the building. Yes, comedy during the week, and then you have like metal bands on the weekend. I like it.
Yeah. There you go. Done. What about you, Luch? You got a minute and a half.
Well, I would resurrect the Furby toy. What else would I do? You know what? If I could, I mean, it probably wouldn't happen. I would like to bring back the game WildStar if possible. Like,
I don't know what that is.
It's an MMO. It's a great game.
Okay.
Didn't need to die. Didn't need to fail. I would get myself a decent house, travel with my wife, start considering having kids maybe, and then and I mean, yeah, I would probably go back to school too, like, just go to school for the heck of it. I know my wife agrees with me on that.
You would make it one day. No, your alarm clock would go off in the morning and you'd like, fuck this.
I'm too rich. I'm too rich to go to school. This is stupid.
I mean, it would be, but take like a cool one, like archaeology. Like some awesome. Like I don't need to like go to school for that.
Are you the next Alan Grant?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Go hire Alan Grant to hang out with you for a day. Don't go to class. Go, hey, I'm going to go actually look at dinosaur bones. So I'm going to hire a scientist and I'm going to pay him $1,000 or $2,000 for the day just to hang out with me and let's go look at this stuff. No,
it's called a paleontologist. Okay, if you're going to talk about dinosaur stuff, at least get it right.
Oh,
gosh,
or just interrupt me as I'm telling you guys about
just seeing red.
You already had your time, Josh.
Lies.
Okay.
his lies of going to school when he has $1 billion in the bank.
Ain't gonna happen.
Lies.
And
Hey,
I'm sorry,
hey,
Luke, your time is up.
Oh. All right. No,
That's
Josh got on my mind.
That's
I can't do it anymore. It's over. It's done.
And you know what?
It's time to pick some bones.
Oh,
It's perfect.
God, it is. Yes. I have some bones to pick with just everybody in the world. Just
Everybody was last week. You can't do everybody.
Yeah, you can't use everybody again. What the heck?
it's not.
No, I need the name of the person that insulted you and or made you upset.
Ooh, I can't call people out on.
Oh no, you have to call. Oh come on, for names like Nancy, it's not going to make a big deal.
It's not like that. I'm not going into names. We're gonna skip over the names, but it's people that I've been dealing with recently. Anyone that has to deal with other people in their job, that other people may have to pass through you to get their job done. Like, don't suck at your freaking job. Like, have a little bit of self-pride in what you're doing. The fact, I mean, I can't tell you how many different times that I need to get something done, but I personally, because of my job title, what I have access to, whatever, I can't do it for somebody. So I have a customer on one end. I'm trying to help them out. I have to go through someone else through either my own company or something like that to get this thing done. And it just completely falls apart. Nothing's happening, or they're telling me that something can be done. So it's like, awesome, great. We get off the phone. I tell the customer, yeah, should be done here in the next 30 seconds. We'll be good to go. And boom, nothing happens. You call back up and you can't find that person because they apparently don't work there anymore. Like, I don't know if you guys ever had to deal with that crap.
Hold on, Josh. First of all, what when you say pride in their job, okay, I'm not going to go to McDonald's expecting the person at the front register to be like, hi, welcome to McDonald's. We have a special with the McRib today. Buy 2 for $4. Is there anything I can help you with today, sir? No, like
Why?
when you say pride in your job, like, you have to love that job.
No,
and if there's like,
no.
Hold on.
I completely disagree.
I completely agree with myself.
I'm going to let Jack take this rebuttal for me.
Okay,
And
so
then take that rebuttal.
later.
all right, so listen. There's a difference between loving your job and having the respect for the fact that you are getting paid to do a job, and therefore you don't get to take it out on anybody else that you don't love your job. Whenever I go to McDonald's, you get the person you're talking about at McDonald's that's getting paid more than minimum wage, by the way. They hire these kids at 16 years old making more than minimum wage. And all you have to do is punch things into a register and hand people their food in the drive-thru. There's no reason to have an attitude, to have dirty look on your face, to roll your eyes, or to have any sort of negativity about you. I came to the restaurant and I say restaurant very lightly, of course. I very rarely go to McDonald's, but whenever you go there and you pay for food or pay for a service, the person that's providing that service, no matter whether they like the job, whether they don't get to put off their bad attitude onto me as a customer of the whatever establishment it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much they're getting paid. It doesn't matter how much they hate their job. Taking pride in your work can simply come down to the fact that you should have respect for the fact that you have a job. And if you don't like that job, you should do whatever you can to get a better job.
Okay, so here's my rebuttal to your rebuttal. Okay, one thing about that is, like, first of all, okay, if you walk up to a McDonald's person, you have a simple transaction. Hey, I'd like a spicy. I don't know what I was about to say. Ty, give me a spicy chicken sandwich and a sweet tea. You give them their money, or you give them your money. You give them whatever. All right, and then, but not every transaction's like that. Like, you also got to understand, like, there are some customers that will come up. Not by the way, guys, I don't work at McDonald's. I've never worked at a McDonald's, so this is just me from watching too many Vines. But like when you walk up and then it's like you have somebody screaming at you because they don't have any chicken nuggets.
Yeah, but we're not talking about those people. I'm not talking about the customers. I'm not talking about customers. I'm talking about the person behind it.
That would make my day. That would turn my day upside down.
It doesn't matter. You work in customer service. You see terrible people all day, every day. You know what I mean?
No,
Hold on.
I completely understand like both sides of things because I have dealt with crappy customers and people that I'm just like, I wish this person would get out of my face and I could care less about them and stuff like that. But then there's sometimes, I mean, just like what Jack's saying, like, you know, if I walk into a place and, you know, I order something and they give me something like I went into a Sonic the other day and I ordered a burger.
Hold on, Josh. Did you go into a Sonic or did you drive up?
I did the drive up thing.
Exactly.
So I drove up
use your correct.
to the Sonic. I ordered my little Texas melt thingy, whatever it's called. It's like the burger with the barbecue sauce on the toast and whatnot.
The Sonic Heart Stopper. I'm familiar.
Yes, they gave it to me. I drove off. I'm eating it. I'm taking bites, and I realized that there's no burger in my burger.
You did not have that. Please tell me that really didn't happen to you. Did that really happen to you? Or you're making this up right now.
I'll go get my mommy right now, and she will verify because she was in the car as well. But no, seriously, I had the buns, I had the lettuce, the tomato, everything on it. There was no burger on my freaking burger.
Did it like slide out of like in between your buns and just land on your lap?
No,
Sounds weird.
It was nowhere, and I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, I understand that mistakes and stuff like that can happen, but. You know, like I said,
What happened?
But did they fix it?
Did you go get it fixed?
No, I was already like driving home, and I was like, I'm not freaking turning around and going back.
Then that's your fault.
No.
Like that's a simple mistake. You could have driven around or called them, and then they'll be like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry about that. We'll get you a free burger tomorrow."
Something like that. But at the same time, like I said, that to me wasn't a big enough deal that I'm really going to, you know, talk about it on a podcast or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, and I'm not even like harping on fast food stuff because none of this was actually fast food related when I started thinking about it or anything. You know, more of the kind of stuff that I was dealing with was, you know, like I said, of having a customer on one side of me and then, you know, a business on the other side of me, and I'm the in-between guy. I'm sure at some points in your line of work, you've had to deal with the same thing where you can do a certain amount for your customer, but then there's things that are outside of your realm of what you work in that you have to go through something through your business or you know, partnering business or something like that, and that person just does not seem to care whatsoever that your customer needs help. Hold
on, Josh. All right, I worked at Publix. Okay, that was like my first major like corporate job, right? I worked in the deli at Publix. Are you familiar with Publix, Josh?
Oh yeah.
All right, first of all, the deli was where dreams go to die. Okay. Alrighty. Let me tell you about Publix.
About Publix on this podcast. I'm just letting you know.
Your voiceover has already been like 80% of this. Like let someone else speak. Okay, I know you're excited, but no. So like at Publix, right? They literally like tell you, hey, I don't care if you're at the deli, the meat department, the fish department. If a customer comes up to you and asks you to bring him to the Lucky Charms, open up that box of Lucky Charms, pour it all over me, and then bathe me in milk. You are supposed to do that for the customer. I'm not kidding. All right, that was a little bit of exaggerated. Not too much, but I was all right. Lines of people at the subs. Like I'm making a pub sub, right? Everybody loves pub subs. Okay, pub subs are the best. Okay, making lines of people during lunchtime. All right, then this jackass comes right around the corner, and he's like, "Hey, is there any way that you could, you know, help me see if there's any more? I think it was like high C at the time." I don't see any boxes, cartons of high C. Can you find some for me? And then I'm like, no, man, I'm sorry. I got like a bunch of customers. Then my manager goes, shh, don't tell them where the high C is.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Dude,
and he's like,
manager situation. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Is that manager situation?
Hold on. And then I was like, all right. So I take off my gloves, right? Take off my like chainmail gauntlets.
Yeah.
And then I go and wash my hands, right? Hand sanitizer off, headdress off, apron off. Can't have those outside. Can't contaminate the boar's head. Best meat. And then so I go and do what I'm doing. Go help this guy find the high C. I had to go in the back, get him his high C, bring it back. And I like, shit you not, I go back, get my chainmail gauntlets on, get my gloves on, get all my stuff on, wash my hands, go back to making the next up. The next person comes back. Hi, I was wondering if you could please help me. I'm looking for, I think it was like edamame.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And then I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. And then my man, What did I just say?
I didn't know this rule. I'm going to try it out tomorrow.
Dude, go walk up to someone and ask them to see if they can lead you somewhere. It will work 100% of the time, I promise you.
Yeah.
And then like there was this one time, I just a quick side story. Like I was just slicing some salami for this lady, right? And then I had or for this gentleman, and then this gentleman just walks up to the window, slaps his hand on the glass, and looks at me and goes, "You know what? Never mind then." And then storms off. I'm looking at people like, what's going on? Because I'm generally really friendly with my customer service. And then the lady walks up to me and goes like, she's like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "I have no idea." And then she's like, "I am so sorry that happened to you." And I'm like, "I know." And so I gave her a salami because we have to throw that stuff away.
Yeah.
And she ended up like talking to like the manager and was like, "Yeah, some crazy guy went off on your employee." I ended up getting a free sub for it.
Oh,
Which
nice.
is actually weird.
That's crazy. But yeah, I'm mainly in my personal what I was going through was stuff along the lines of like with your manager, where I don't know, in that story you didn't really tell us what they were doing and things like that, but it's like I have a lot of things going on. I ask someone, "Hey, can you help out with this?" or "What's going on with this?" and they're just like, "Not my job, dude." And then it's like, yeah, but I mean, could you be a decent
well,
human?
if that customer had common sense to go to the people who handle the stocking or to find out the dry items, not go to the deli and ask me. I'm tilted right now. Like, okay, all right. So you see where the fish is, right? It's on the opposite end, all right, of Publix.
Yes.
Okay, don't come up to me and ask me for some fucking fish. I don't serve fish. You see fish on the menu? No. I don't sell fish for you. Okay, I'm not going to go help you find some fish. Go to the fish people. There's a big sign that says fish.
Okay, so I think the moral of this story though is about a balance. It's a balance of, if you're a customer, try not to be a shithead. Take a look around.
Exactly.
Try to see what you can do. Like, don't inconvenience someone just because you're too lazy to maybe look down something.
Yeah,
but then also as a person working somewhere, like, have some, like I said, a little bit of self-respect in what you do. Like, try to do a good job with everything. Whether it's making a sandwich for somebody, making sure that it's correct, or if you're having to, work something out for somebody, even if you know that the second they hang up with you, they'll never be able to find you if their life depended on it, still do a good job in your work, because I will find you.
Shout out to all the Publix deli employees. If you guys ever want to order a sub, call ahead of time. It's guaranteed faster. You won't have to wait in line, and it's easier on those Publix deli employees.
100%. It's amazing.
100%.
You can just walk in and pick it up.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna add my little
Yes,
2 cents at the end there, because I think like you were saying, Josh, the idea behind it is ultimately customer service or not, whether a customer or in customer service on the other side of things. The general rule of thumb is to just be a decent human being, right? To be considerate of another person that's also doing a job or is, whatever.
The one doing the job.
I think that everybody at some point in their life should have to work retail, so that they should be set up for how they should treat retail employees. Like, if you work retail, you should know what it's like to have an absolutely awful human to deal with, right? Like, so those people that are walking up to you, Luch, and being complete idiots, right? I mean, I've had all kinds of jobs in all different kinds of fields, and I've been threatened to be sued. I've been threatened to have the police called on me. I've been threatened to be met after work to fight. I had an adult male when I was in my early 20s. He was probably in his late 40s with 2 kids, threatened to literally, like, he wanted me to stop what I was doing at work, go outside and fight him in the parking lot. And he had 1 kid in each hand. Like, he was so mad.
He was going to use them as boxing gloves.
Yeah. I mean, I've experienced everything from having to call security on a person that like wanted to fight me right in the store, to having, people threatening me after the transaction is done. Like, and like I said, it's, if you can't be a decent human being to another human in whatever scenario you're in, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
and
just
it's
stay
not
home and
the
use
situation.
Amazon, bitches. Like,
Right. Yeah,
don't go out in public.
But the sucky thing is that those same people, they're so toxic and cancerous to everything around them, that they will be toxic to like the Amazon customer service to the mailman whenever he drives up, or the person that like comes to the door to drop the package off. Like they can't help themselves but be so negative to everybody around them, and that sucks.
Negative Nancy's.
So the moral of the story is be a good person.
Yeah.
Just do the right thing. You don't know what kind of problem the person is that you're dealing with, what the kind of stuff they're dealing with in their life. You know, all of that stuff. You don't know what's going on with them. Just be a good person. Do the right thing. And as far as like pride in your work, if you're doing a job and you've been paid to do the job, do the job. And if you don't like it, quit. End of story.
Yeah, and
That's
then
it.
and I definitely agree with you. First of all, one thing, just a little side note, I feel bad for anybody who works retail in clothing stores, because every time I walk past something, there's like unfolded clothes, and I'll be like, I just folded that. never worked in there, but you know what folding clothes does to me? Folding clothes makes me extremely thirsty.
Drink some beer.
Oh, you know what time it is. Oh, you know what time it is.
It
is time for the beer of the week. And you know what that beer of the week is, Luch?
I don't actually.
Oh, you don't. You don't know what the beer of the week is. Why? Why don't you know?
I forgot it.
Where did you forget it?
I left it at my refrigerator at work. I know.
All right, hold on, ready? I'll start telling the story.
It was a dark and stormy night. Jack arrived at Luch's work, 2 beers in a bag in hand. He towed up slowly, not having too much time on his hands. Rushing to the back, he quickly threw it in the refrigerator as Luch was helping some customers. Jack stared at Luch, a tear in his eye, slowly whispering, "Goodbye." Jack left out the front door, leaving Luch all by himself. Those beers were never heard from again.
No, but really, he left him at work, so now I'm the only one enjoying the beer of the week. That was very good. Thank you for that.
That was incredible.
This week's beer of the week is Crooked Thumb Brewery's Pink Beer. It is a very tarty tart mixed berry Florida Weiss, and I'm gonna enjoy it all by my lonesome. So.
Oh, but before that, to an ode to the beer of the week, I'll give a nice little.
How about that? That was a double.
That was a good one.
What was that? What was that? A soda?
No.
Liar. Anyway, I'm pouring it now, and I'm going to drink it myself. It's a nice rosy color. It is a berry Weiss, so it's
making me think grapefruit by your explanation, because you're saying things like pink and tart.
No, it's more. Think more like a raspberry.
Okay,
berry flavor.
Gotcha. I got my eyes closed, and I'm trying to taste it.
I wouldn't know.
It's excellent. It is excellent.
I'll drink it at work tomorrow.
Just a little side note. It's called the Pink Beer. It's in a big pink can. Proceeds from it go to cancer research. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a good tasting beer. Nice fruity Weiss with a good cost too. So it's really cool. So yes, I'm enjoying it myself, and it is very, very delicious. If you can find it, you should try it out. Mm-hmm. So I while I'm enjoying this tasty beer, right, yes, and you guys aren't, I did want to, considering how it's still in October and we're still in the middle of my spooky month, because this is my month. I wanted to talk about something, and kind of a piggyback on something that I touched on 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, when I was talking about logic in alien movies, right? So
yeah,
I wanted to kind of expand on that, because horror movies in general. So I've been watching obviously a lot of scary movies, TV shows, that sort of thing, with 31 Days of Horror going on. But there's something, right? Something obviously in the writing that's writers use as a plot device to kind of push the story along. But also there's something that happens to the protagonist in horror films that makes them make questionable decisions, right? So you have the old adage, the killer's chasing, and where does the young girl go? She goes in the house and she goes upstairs into a bedroom.
Yeah, where you're most safe and protected.
She goes into the bedroom with no windows, no way out, into a closet
or under the bed.
Or right. So, and that begs the question, why? Right? What makes the person choose to be so cliche? So it's so much to the point where, whenever somebody makes fun of a horror movie, they always, you see like there was that one commercial, I forget what it was for, but it was either like a cell phone commercial or like a insurance commercial where it was like the fake killer, and even the killer was like shaking his head.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, let's go run and hide in that shed full of chainsaws." Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we should go into the haunted looking house and go upstairs, or like, that whole thing.
Yes, I remember that.
And then the killer's like right behind them, like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this is really." Yeah. So it's so much a cliche that it even gets made fun of, right? Mm-hmm. So my question is, what? Obviously, a writing aside, is it something that is stress induced, stress related, pressure, anxiety, fear that makes people make bad decisions? Is that right? I know that it's kind of like, that's probably like a scientific proven fact of like, when you're in a stressful situation, you don't think as clearly, so you make.
Yeah. You obviously run to the stairs to the left instead of the open door outside to the right. It's clear choice. But see, I want to put my little sense in here to the piggy bank of knowledge. One thing also, by the way, side note, do you remember the commercial, the Super Bowl commercial back in the day where they were like picking up hitchhikers and they were all like stereotypical murderous looking people, but they had Bud Light in their hands?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite ones. But so one thing I could say for that is probably writing. Definitely, because in every single suspense, killer, thriller, horror movie, it's always, the super popular teenage girl up in her room talking on her phone. It has to be a cord phone too, with the really long cord going in. Has to wear, a baggy t-shirt with like the t-shirt neck going slightly over the shoulder, hair in a ponytail, right? Talking on her phone, Caitlin. And we're going to call her Jennifer. So Jennifer's talking to her friend Caitlin, right? Right. And then, the phone hangs up and goes all staticky. And then as soon as she's looking at her phone, she checks the cord for some dumb reason. Don't know why. Oh my God, my phone turned off. Is the cord okay? And then she looks outside and then there's a figure out there and she's gasped. She looks away for a second, looks back, and then he's gone. Oh, must have been no one. Classic. And, nothing's going on really. And then the lights go off. And then she has to go check the light switch. There's not like a breaker box or anything in there that might have some. That's why you never see him go to the breaker box, because then that the killer was there. So they don't go to the breaker box. You go turn on the breaker box. Yeah, sure. Exactly. And so, they go test the light switch. And then they go walk through their house. They always go through the kitchen first. And then they see another corded phone that leads to the first jump scare when it rings. And then they pick it up. And then it's her friend Caitlin again, and everything's all right. And then the killer appears through the kitchen sink window, right? Yeah. And then the kitchen sink window, she starts running. And then always the killer has to reach his hand through the kitchen sink window like he's going to crawl through there or something like that. I have no idea why. And then he'll make his way to like the back doors, break some windows, start chasing her. She'll do the thing where she's running so fast inside of her tiny 2-bedroom, 1-bath house that she runs into the wall crazily, like into the narrow hallway. She runs, puts both hands on and then starts running away. And then she'll go like, she'll trip, obviously, the dreaded trip. Okay. So she'll trip and then she'll have a fork in the road, right? So you have a window in front of you. You have the hallway to the left to the stairs that takes you up to your bedroom, or you have the door to the right that will take you outside to your next door neighbor's house so you can see clearly from that are still drinking their coffee on the front porch. Okay. Safety. Now in some movies though, they do go outside and then they'll try to get help from someone and then that killer will murder them.
You never involve anybody else, because those people die. Even the cops. You can't call the cops. The cops show up and the cops die because the cops are just as stupid.
Oh yeah. They'll be like, nothing's going on.
The cop will step out. He'll put his hands on his little belt, stick his thumbs in there and be like, "What seems to be the problem?" Yeah. And she'll be like, there was a guy. He was here. He was chasing me. And he's like, I don't see nobody. And then
knife in the neck.
A little pause. And then she's like, and he's standing right behind the cop and just stabs him. It's like, okay.
He goes for
no
the little walkie-talkie on his shoulder.
Oh yeah, on the shoulder, and just like, this is Master Gunnery Sergeant Connor Mason.
Seems to be the problem here.
And,
anyways,
but anyways, but they always go up the stairs, right? Jennifer's getting chased by Mass Killer Man number 2000, and she goes, and then she always goes to the corner, right? It's either goes to the corner, puts both hands in the corner of the wall, and screams. Then you see a shadow go over her, and then you hear another scream, and then blood splatter on the wall, right?
So time out, because I feel like you're really taking off with this horror story that you're writing yourself here, right? You're just going through the whole thing. But that's not my point, though.
What is your point?
I like exactly what you're doing, because you're giving me the stereotypical this is what happens. Mm-hmm. But the problem, the issue is why? Why is this? Why is that happening? Why is
the same reason I was telling you that story for? Because it was awful writing.
Okay, all right. So what? So you're blaming every horror movie stereotype and cliche on just bad writing. They don't make correct decisions because of bad writing.
They literally have to kill off a certain number of people to make it popular. Like that's how I honestly feel. It's like, all right, guys. So we're going to throw in generic white person number 2 and then generic Asian person number 1. The generic Asian person is going to be the funny one because that's how it is. And then generic white person number 2 is going to have a sex scene, and then they're both going to get murdered.
And it's something that I've kind of debated, because to me, generally, my favorite horror movies don't tend to have much of that stuff in it. If I find that there's too much where I can't relate to the characters because I think that they're pulling really stupid moves, then it almost I can't relate enough to really get emotionally invested in it. Where if there's a character in a movie that starts like 28 Days Later is a perfect example. When that dude, he's spending a lot of time running. He's doing things that it's like, okay, that for the most part seems pretty logical. Then towards the end, he really mans up and starts fighting back. And it's like,
hold on.
All right, I really like this guy now. I'm super invested. And that's why that's one of my favorites.
I feel like you can't put for instance, I've never seen a zombie movie where they've entrapped themselves so badly though. Like it's always for me the thriller ones. Like 28 Days Later, if I'm getting chased by a horde of zombies, my adrenaline's going, I could probably sprint a marathon at that point.
Yeah.
Crazy psycho infected zombie people chasing me. But when it's for instance, a Scream, the Scream killer, right? Mm-hmm. This guy wearing a cloak and a mask chasing me through a house. Okay. Oh, was it Scream where he shut the garage door on someone?
Yeah, that was Scream.
I like that part. That was a good part.
That was
where she gets chopped from the.
No, she
tries to climb under through the doggy door.
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
And then he raises the
obvious cliche is obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like I said, to me, that kind of stuff honestly turns me off to a lot of those kind of things. But at the same time, I don't know, it almost my scare level goes down. I get more frightened in movies where I feel like the main character is acting rational, because I'm like, oh, that's what I would do, and you're still in a really crappy. Oh shit, this is getting really bad. But if someone's doing something dumb, I'm like, that's dumb. I would have just done this. This isn't really scary at all, because I could have literally just got in my car and drove away.
I think one of the best scenarios.
Hold on, Jack, real quick. I'll let you speak. Josh, I'm going to have to correct you there. They always cut or take out the sparks plugs in the car first. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Yeah, they do.
That's funny.
But like you said, I would just run for a really long time in a lot of these situations.
My favorite cliche, I think, is for the teenage horror movie is When a Stranger Calls, where she's at home alone in the house, and she just keeps answering the phone. And then she just keeps answering and talking to this guy, and she's like, "Where are you?" And then eventually he's like, "I'm in the house." It's like, wait, wow. If she just wouldn't have answered the phone after the first time, or just left the phone on a dial tone,
yeah.
left it off the hook, that what the movie plot's over.
Or just
Like, he
started
can't
pranking
call
him.
anymore.
Like he calls the second time and she's just like, Papa
thank you
John's
for
pizza, what can I get for you? You know, or something like that. It would just totally, kill the mood. It's like, I don't want to kill
Or
you.
or like he calls and she's like, hey,
Yeah.
and he's like, wait, what?
No, this is what I like. You're supposed to be afraid of me.
Yeah, like I just don't.
turns into one of the scary movie.
Yeah, exactly. Voila.
Who?
Which is
Tell me, who are
the
you?
kind of thing that I really feel like would happen. Like, I don't understand why people in so many of these movies are so freaking serious all the time. Like,
Mhm.
I spend maybe 5 seconds out of every day being serious, and the rest of the time I'm making jokes or being stupid. It's like, why is everybody in a horror movie serious all the freaking time?
Mhm.
Yeah, Josh is the jokester guy who picks up the phone and is like, "I'm coming to kill you," and then Josh is just like, "Tony, is that you?" I know that's you, Tony. Just come upside, man. I got a nice big beer waiting for us. Josh goes upstairs, waiting on his 1970 beanbag chair, and then all of a sudden, like the door creaks open, and then Josh is like, "Did you bring some of that good kush?" Or like, and then Tony actually comes in. It is actually Tony, and then they both die.
Wait, time out. Are you about to are you writing another horror movie?
Yeah.
Yes,
I do have the personality that I would probably die quick in a
No.
early's horror film.
no, Josh. In my story, you were the killer.
It's like that.
I like it.
He was called the Kush Killer.
The Kush Killer.
So you've been watching lots of these horror movies. Was there one in particular that you were finally like, all right, that's it. I need to bring this up on the podcast? Or were you just seeing a trend in too many of them?
It's just a trend. I mean, unfortunately, I pick up on a lot of just. We talk about this. I feel like I say this every week because when movies come up and TV comes up, I'm just like, I hate bad writing.
Yeah,
I hate poor writing. It's so there's just so many other things that they could do with villains, with main characters to get them to the same place, but they're just so lazy that they're like, how do we kill off this guy?
yeah.
Oh, I think he should split off from the main party, go down to the really dark dock that has no electricity, and see if he can find something for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll go by himself. It'll be fine. Yeah, that's a good one. That's never been done.
But doesn't jump in the water and swims away from him. Because like if I had the Scream Killer chasing me, right? I'm pretty sure he can't swim too well in that big cloak of his. Pretty sure he drowned almost.
I'm pretty sure that guy can't even run. Like, have you ever tried one of those things on, like a cloak? Those things, like, it will get caught in between your knees. Like, you can't even fully extend your legs. Like,
Bro, when you decide to become a serial killer, you immediately gain the ability to teleport. It's a known fact. It's always been
like that.
And whenever you walk actually 20 miles per hour. Because obviously they can keep up with the person that's sprinting away from them, and they're just walking.
Yeah, I know. I like the creative death scenes and stuff. I was looking at our Instagram page trying to see which movies you had watched recently. Going back over it, and I guess Silent Hill was that last week. This time,
yes,
they said it was about 70. I remember, and it's been a long time since I saw this movie, but there was one scene where I remember a person, I believe it's a woman, gets lifted up in the air by, what is it, like razor wire or chains or something like that.
A bunch of people do. Yeah.
And when I saw that, my jaw dropped and I was like, holy crap, that was awesome. Like,
so it's not the part from Silent Hill where
crazy.
The creepy guy who's all bondaged up starts when they changes into the whatever the other side is called, and then you remember that part, Jack?
Yes.
It gets oh my god, that part's great. That part freaked me out.
Yeah.
You know what? So here's my thing, right? I love horror. I love scary movies. I don't mind like seeing gore, like seeing quick, heads being chopped off and things like that. I don't like torture. I don't like seeing like the slow, painful, like in tech, like the newer. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was
hard. Yes,
man,
that stuff is hard.
Last week I think was House or the week before.
House of 1,000 Corpses,
yeah. Oh, last the newer Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they like he has the guy like tied down to the table, and he's like pulling out his tendons in his arms, and then he like takes the chainsaw and like puts it straight down through his stomach and through the table, and the girl's like underneath the table and she can see it. Or like whenever he like picks the dudes up and like hangs them on the meat hook.
Yes, that part is
God, bro. So like anything like that, I just like, I cringe, but I don't mind, like quick and easy limbs being chopped and heads and all that. Like it's just whatever. People being stabbed. I think it's probably I'm just desensitized to it. But yeah, the slow torture stuff. But anyways,
no,
I mean,
I agree. Horror movies in general need to step up their game. Like of course, there have probably been people that have died on film in so many different ways that it's hard to be original. But still, this is your freaking job. You're making a horror movie. Be original. Come up with something that when I see it on film for the first time, that I'm like, holy crap, I hadn't thought of that. That's good stuff.
And like you said, I mean, even if it's something that like has been done before, like stylistically, just don't make the characters make stupid decisions just for the sake of getting them killed. That's like
work. that was sorry, you summed what I was trying to say.
I like it.
But all right, first of all, I can't handle eye things. When it comes to anything with eyes, I can't do it in horror movies. It just freaks me out. Do you remember now, would you consider in Jason X when the guy falls onto the drill and they just start spinning? That was like one of my favorite horror deaths of all time.
I mean, stuff like that, I don't know. That was fine though. It's more like almost more comical. It's more like gimmicky than it is anything else.
You definitely see that.
Like, Jason in Space, or which is Jason X or something like that, where he picks the two naked girls up in the sleeping bag and like hits them together.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
It's like, okay, that should be like really painful and bad. Like it sucks, but it's like it's more funny than it is anything else.
Well, and I think like both Eli Roth that did Hostel and Tarantino both at some point have just talked about the fact that they like doing crazy deaths just because they're like it's freaking fun to do, like because we see the end result and it's like, oh, that's a nasty thing to do to a human. They're playing around with like blood bags.
They're like body part
to them. That's got to be fun as hell. Like on that side of things. So it's like these different directors just go out there and have fun with it.
Yeah. I want to end that whole loop on one horror movie that never makes my list because I can't stomach to watch it again. I only watched it once. And if you guys haven't seen it, if you want to watch it as far as that goes just once, it was another, I think, Chives, can we get a fact check on this movie? I'm not 100% sure who directed it. I want to say it was Eli Roth. Eli Roth directed it, and maybe you've heard of it. It's called The Green Inferno.
Yeah, the one about the Amazon tribe or something like that, right?
So the premise is this plane goes down in the Amazon, and these people run into a previously uncontacted tribe of people that are cannibals. And man, let me tell you what, they show everything.
Yeah.
They show everything. I hope so. And it was actually, there was a kind of a controversy around it because, I mean, obviously Eli Roth likes the whole, he's like, he calls himself the king of gore or whatever. I don't know, whatever his official title is for himself, or what horror aficionados have given him.
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a horror aficionado, so I'm not 100% on it, but
I mean, you're up there.
Yeah. I mean, I like my horror movies, but I'm fact wise, I don't really care that much. But anyway, it's a movie that for gore lovers, it's up there, and it was actually blacklisted where you can't find it on a streaming service and that kind of thing. It is a oh man,
I remember hearing about it when it was first about to come out, and I was like, I'm gonna see that, but then I didn't ever end up seeing it, which is the case with a lot of movies. But yeah, I definitely remember going, oh, I want to see that. I like Eli Roth. I like his style. His movies are generally pretty good. I've seen so much like behind the scenes stuff with him, just because I like him as a person, that I find his movies
wasn't
to
he
be
in
interesting.
Inglourious Bastards? He was
Yes.
what's his face? Wasn't he
the Bear Jew?
Yeah. It's amazing.
He's a cool person. So I like, watching his movies, seeing his take on things,
For sure, 100%. So that's the one I'll leave you guys on. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's definitely one that'll leave an impression on you. That actually does remind me of my segment, What to Watch, this week, and you will be happy to know that I actually have one for you to watch.
Ooh, something to watch. Okay.
Something to watch and not what not to watch. So switching things up a bit, just because you gave me your little spiel last week. So apparently I don't like anything.
Yeah.
But no, I started watching The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. And it is, I'm on episode 4 or 5.
Okay.
So I'm about halfway through. And so far it is excellent. The writing is
awesome.
Is stellar. They're going back. They hop back and forth between present time and past to give you kind of like what's going on and why things are happening the way that they're happening.
I love timeline jumps.
There is no like A-lister as far as big star in it. So there's no one to distract you, right? A lot of times whenever you have like A-list people in there, you only see them in what they've previously played in, and you're like, ugh, I can't watch this person. For example, Solo, the Star Wars story, having Emilia Clarke, while she's a great actress and is awesome in Game of Thrones, having her in Star Wars, you're just like,
I just saw that movie this week, and I have a point to make about that once you're done with your spill, because I would like to make a mention of that.
So I don't have Netflix, right? Would you? Is it worth $13 to see?
Of a human being.
All right. First of all, I didn't need it because there wasn't anything to watch on there currently.
Oh, there's plenty of things on Punisher season 3 just came out, or not Punisher?
Daredevil since 1993, whatever.
Okay, first off, Netflix wasn't around in '93, so it was
hold on. Since you could pay for Netflix,
Josh,
I've had a subscription. I never pay attention to it. It's been coming out of my account every month. There have been months where when they mailed like the disc to you, I would have 3 discs sitting at my house for months and months on end, and would never cancel my account. Like, it blows my mind when people don't have Netflix, because I'm
Josh, just calm your tits for a second, okay? So is it worth watching?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is it just like a 1 season off and then it's gone? Or
I don't know. Actually, I would think so. I think it's just going to be that's like a mini series, just because. Although I don't know how it's going to end, so I mean, maybe not. I don't know. But besides that, though, there's a lot of stuff that they've added for Halloween. There's a lot of good horror movies, good horror series. There's a lot of stuff on there now. I mean, like I said, Daredevil season 3 just came out. Punisher season 2 is going to be coming out next year. So there's definitely a lot on there to watch. It's not amazing. I don't think Netflix is like in all its glory that it used to be. But besides the point, I keep straying off point here. Haunting a Hill House, definitely a watch. It's definitely a recommend to watch, which again is not like me to give you things to go see. I'm always saying, don't watch this, don't watch that. So definitely something to check out. Last week I said not to watch Castle Rock or whatever it was. I think it's Castle Rock.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I hated it so much that I don't even remember. I think it was Castle Rock. Yeah, I'm reiterating the fact that you should not watch that. I had to get that in there. But yeah, Haunting a Hill House, definitely check that out for sure. Definitely a recommend for me. I'm super excited to finish it.
And you said you're on episode 4 so far out of
4 or 5. I think there's 9 or 10. Chives, you can check on that for me. Not 100%.
8
episodes. Okay.
Oh, that's sad.
Thank you, Chives.
He is so wrong. What are you talking about? The Haunting of Hill House? Yeah, there's 10.
Okay. Oh, Chives? You okay?
Hang on, I'm going to have to go talk to him real quick.
I actually don't think Chives even looked it up. I think he just was like these guys and just like threw out a number. I don't even think he looked it up.
Yeah. Guys, I'm not that petty. Come on, let's be real.
So yeah, definitely check out The Haunting of Hill House. My recommend.
Scariness. What's your?
Oh,
Do you have a
it's
a tombstone?
scary meter?
Yeah, scary meter.
Jack's scary meter.
Yeah.
I need to perfect that term. We'll figure out something else, something better. Jack's scarometer. It out of 5, I would say it gets it probably it's probably a 3.5 skulls out of 5.
Okay.
It's not really scary. There's a little bit of like jump scare, but it's a little freaky, a little disturbing.
Yeah.
I only say that because like it lingers on the side of like it's believable, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you even have any sort of
I like that.
Any sort of belief in the paranormal at all, it's something that like you're like, okay, I could see this,
right.
This scary story happening. So
How about Grave Master Jack's Fearometer?
Okay, Grave Master, I like that. Grave Master,
yes.
Fearometer. I give it 3.5 skulls out of 5 on my fear meter.
With this being your first one, it's hard for me to really base it. So I would need to see you base some other movies, so I'd go, okay, well, apparently you're not afraid of anything, so this one's going to terrify me.
That's true. I mean, I'm very like numb when it comes to scary movies.
It's weird that everyone has their own ticks. Like you said, with the torture and stuff with you, that you're like, nope, don't like that.
Yeah, for sure. So like Green Inferno is like probably a 4.5, 4.6. Probably like pushing 4.8 out of 5 for me. As far as
I need to watch
because it's just all gore. The whole thing is just gore and just uncomfortableness. Like the whole thing. You know what I mean? So for me, that's just something that's like Hostel's up there. Hostel's over 4 on the fear meter.
Yeah.
What else? A House of 1,000 Corpses is close to a 4, probably like a 3.9.
Yeah.
Devil's Rejects right around the same ish, maybe a little lower on that one.
I'd say I felt like the Devil's Rejects was much more like, I don't know,
it's a little tamer.
Well, it was more. I really liked the characters. I cheered on the characters more in Devil's Reject than I did when I was first meeting them. They were crazy, they were cool, but I wasn't really going like, yeah, kill that person. Where in Devil's Rejects, I was like, I like you guys. I want you to go on a freaking rampage right now. Like, I don't know why. The difference between
100%. Got you.
So
we're on the same
page. I understand like the diversity of fear that's in different movie games, but one thing that's definitely scary to me is the evolution of mobile games.
That's not scary.
It's not. It's not. But it's something I'd like to talk about.
Okay, I'd like to talk about it too.
Perfect.
I honestly, I would like to hear.
Yeah, because I don't have any games on my phone.
You have not a single game.
Not one game.
Let's see.
I have Pokemon. Shut up.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, that involves exercise. All right, I guess I can find. All right, fine. Pokemon Go is a video game.
Yeah, okay, it's definitely a game.
It's not. It's a lifestyle.
Gotta catch them all.
All right, but so you guys. So what? Basically, give me the first mobile video game that you guys can remember.
The very first mobile video game
that you guys can remember. I'm not asking for like the first one.
No. Yeah. What are we considering mobile game?
Anything that has a digital screen can be pixelated. Can be.
I played a ton of Snake on my little
no.
My little old school phone.
No, I mean way before that.
Like I'm talking Tamagotchi. I'm talking like anything that had pixels.
No, think about the handheld games. Do you remember the handheld games that used to come out? That would be like you'd have Street Fighter, you'd have the Ninja Turtles, and they were the little game pads.
Oh yeah,
it was only that game, right?
Yeah.
I had a bowling one. I had
what was the old Nintendo one? The one where like you flipped fries and burgers and like you'd have to catch it. It was like
Time. Right?
Was that the one? Was that it?
Burger Time.
Okay,
that was like old school. That was like Atari, but I don't think it was mobile.
No, it's like it's got like the little tiny pixelated short all black guy with like the big nose. He doesn't have any eyes.
Is that Chef?
Oh my god. No. He's like the little tiny avatar guy. I can't remember what he's called.
Kids. I don't know.
That's me. I can't remember what his name was. He would like you would flip something, blah blah, and then it would like You would have to catch it, and then like there'd be a cat that tries to swipe the food in the middle of the air.
Without telling me the name, can you get Chives to like look it up, or like what's the deal here? I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll get Chives to go it up. But what's the first mobile game you can remember?
That's it, man. I'm telling you, the handheld games, bowling, or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles handheld game. I had Street Fighter 1. That's like think of I don't know if you remember them. You might have been too young, Luch, but think of like a Game Boy, right? But it's an actual gamepad. So you have like the A, B button, and then you have like a up, down, left, right, and like pad, and it's like the little digital black and white screen in the middle, so you could see what's going on and have like the whole buttons. But it was the batteries went in, and that was the only game. There was no cartridge. It was just like that's it.
That's what it was. Mr. Game and Watch. The Game and Watch.
The Gay Man Watch.
What are you trying to push
off on us?
No, yeah, he was in Super Smash Brothers.
Yes, Game and Watch. It was like one of the first Nintendo like handheld systems.
Okay.
Did you play
Mr. Game and Watch?
Did you play Smash Brothers, Jack?
Smash Brothers on 64, yes.
Okay.
So
this one, I think the first time he was brought in was the GameCube version.
Yeah, so I didn't play that one.
Okay.
So the Game and Watch, Kate, let me show you how old like the Game and Watch is. So the first Game Boy came out in 1989. The Game and Watch came out 10 years prior. So 1979.
Wow. That's interesting.
And it was like really popular in like the 1980s. I can
imagine. That's like Atari came out in what year? I think Atari came out in what, 80, 81?
Something like that, I feel like. It was a while ago.
I'm 4 years off. It came out September 11th, 1977. Thank you, Chives. Appreciate that fact. You just pushed the note onto my table.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's amazing how you can teleport in between. It's like a hive mind.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate that, Chives. September 11th, 1977, Atari came out. So mobile wise, though, I mean, the first thing I remember, my cousin got the Game Boy, and I remember Super Mario 3. I want to say on the Game Boy.
No. Super Mario 3 was on the Nintendo.
Well, no, I know that it came out on Nintendo, but there was a Super Mario World, Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, there was like, okay, yeah.
On GameCube, and then Tecmo Football.
Yeah.
Or NFL Quarterback Club. I remember that. There was a glitch on NFL Quarterback Club where if you did a straight screen pass to the right side of the field, the wide receiver would catch the ball and just instantly just teleport to the end zone. It was for a touchdown. It was amazing.
Well, so what you're saying is you're a cheater.
Yes, I mean you could just run the score up and win the Super Bowl.
But like if you think about like mobile games going all the way from 1980 with like Mr. Game and Watch all the way to 2018 where like now mobile games can play games like Fortnite and like PUBG, like games that require a massive amount of people. I mean, keep in mind they're awful. But like now
they're
it's
not
like,
good games, but I mean you can
now
still
with the
play
amount
them.
of power that like a phone has, like you can play some insane games on them. It's like, and it's crazy. And like I still have a Game Boy. I love playing my Game Boy.
You have a DS, a color? What do you have?
3DS XL.
Okay,
Scrub.
Well, all right. Well, what are you gonna do?
But like I mean like but think about that, like it's a Nintendo 3DS. It's like it's in 3D.
Yeah. No. I mean, again, this goes back to what I was talking about last week. As artificial intelligence and AI and just advancement in technology in the past 5 to 10 years. We're exponentially leaping forward.
Yeah.
And now our phones have so much computing power, like you said, that you can play these games that you can also play on your PC. You can do the same things you can on your mobile handheld device that you can do on a full out desktop rig.
It's crazy.
And, in the future, it's not going to slow down. It's not going to get, you can do VR. You can play VR games off your phone. So you have the whole virtual reality world. It's going to end up being to where your mobile device is literally your computer battle station, or whether you're sitting at home playing on a full out mouse and keyboard, or you're playing on the go, you're just going to be able to do the same things wherever you go, play the same games. When you sit down at your desktop, instead of having a tower and a case with all of your rig, you're just going to plug your phone in.
Well, I mean that's where like Nintendo's going with like the Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that thing's nearly as small as like, you know, the 3DS nowadays. I mean, obviously it's a little bit bigger, but then you got things like like the Razer and the Steam Link, where like you can play like your PC games from like a monitor on a controller. And then like my favorite handheld system, the PSP, greatest one ever in existence. It's amazing. Like when you had like the tiny disc that you would slide in there and then close it, it was like the best feeling in the world. And like the graphics on that were insane.
Yeah, I have a Steam Link, and I mean, I don't know. The technology is just is, like I said, is only leaping forward exponentially, and it's crazy to think about where I was as a child versus even where you were as a child versus where the kids in 2000s
where child are as a child.
Yeah.
What did I say?
No, I was just like, because you're like, when I was a child, when you were a child, when child was child.
When Chives was a child. Yeah, no, it just, you know, me and my childhood versus you and yours, and then versus like the kids in the 2000s, you know, somebody that was born in the year 2000 is 18 years old, is an adult.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts, right? So to the people that are born in the past 10 years, to the people that will be, you know, be born this year and that kind of thing, you know, this is the kind of technology that they're going to grow up with. You know, I had to put my Nintendo cartridge under my shirt and blow through the top of it for the superstition that would make my Nintendo work.
Heck
you know
yeah.
what I mean? To now, it's like when my computer freezes in black screen, or whenever I download Call of Duty and it freezes whenever I launch, and I get so upset because I'm like, the multi-billion-dollar company can't even make a game right. I can't even start it on my $2,000 PC. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm not going to deal with this. You know, and back then I was just like looking for 2 hours worth of game time, and I had to leave my Nintendo plugged in and turned on because there's no saving. You have to you paused it and you had to come back to it and pick it up. And if somebody, like, if the power went out or if your mom turned it off, then like that was it. Like,
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely.
It is, what I don't understand, and I don't know if it's just something with me at the fact, like I said, Pokemon is literally the only game I have on my phone. I don't ever play games on my phone. Like I never really got into it, even when, I mean, like, I got a decent phone. Like, it's not like there's anything wrong with it, but I just got out of playing games on my phone. I don't know if maybe I just didn't get the right one or whatever, but I mean, I would say like my kids enjoy doing that kind of stuff much more than I do at this point. And I've always been a big gamer.
I think it's generational too, though, because I would much rather sit in front of a larger screen with a controller or keyboard and mouse and play than like look at my phone, because I need to use my phone for work. I need to use my phone to send text messages, to look at apps and other things. Like I can barely even like watch Netflix on my phone because I'll get like notifications popping up and have to take a call and have to do this. Like, I can't even use my phone for games because I'm always doing something else. So if I'm going to play a mobile game, I'm going to play, you know, I'm going to get a Nintendo or, you know, something like that I can play and then still have my phone to use on the side. Yeah. You know, or a tablet or something. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and it may just be different people too, because I knew growing up that there were some kids that were diehard Game Boy kids, and to me, like, it was fun, but you know, if I didn't play that a lot unless it was like, we're going to be in the car and I have no other options. Right. Like, I wasn't one of those kids that played it when sitting around the house, and I knew a lot of kids that were that way.
Oh, for sure. Luch, where were you wrapping up bringing that around the corner too?
But I mean, the only thing I can say from that is like, I can't even fathom what games will be like, you know, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, whether we're putting like an electrode on our head that'll knock us out for 5 minutes and then we're in some kind of virtual conscious game world for 3 hours. I don't know where it's going to be. Like, I have no idea where we're going to be. I wish Ready Player One would be.
I know, right? But that's the thing, though, is that goes back to our AI discussion last week. Is, you know, where's the line, right? Do we end up becoming just these like mindless clones that just send our robot self out into the world to experience virtual reality while we just lay at home in a tube? You know what I mean? Like, at what point does it
First of all, Ready Player One, you exercised. Okay, you had to run on treadmills, and you have to,
No, I was more thinking of I was referencing the movie Surrogate.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
combined with Ready Player. No, I did. I was combining the two. That's that world. It's a very tightrope-ish line to walk between actually a good, fun virtual reality world. I mean, even in Ready Player One, at the end, they had to put in mandatory breaks because people would just
lame.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what I would do in Ready Player One because people like Shroud, Karma. They'll pwn all of us, just destroy us.
Hey, that's only if you go into the fighting worlds, man. You can do so much stuff.
People.
You could.
Yeah.
I think Ready Player One had probably the best description of how gaming would go in, if it ever went that direction.
Yeah, you can there's the virtual chats and the other games, MMO style, the fighting games, the horror game. There's just so much stuff you could do.
Not to mention that I have no idea how they got that many trademarks into one movie. That was pretty.
It was incredible.
That was pretty crazy,
my friend. When you know people that know people that know people.
You saw Gundam and Godzilla at the end of it. Yeah, I was like, oh my god,
everybody. Speaking of everybody, nothing even in particular. Josh.
Yes.
Artist of the week, my friend.
Ooh, yay!
Time for Artist of the Week.
Excellent. So, Jack, I don't know if you're familiar with this band. Luch, I'm pretty sure you probably don't know who it is. But
try me, bitch.
Well, this band,
Britney Spears.
I have to say, I'm a big supporter of this band for a couple different reasons. One of the main ones is it is very, very hard to make anything cool with my last name, which is Brown.
Zach Brown Band? Are you going to hit us with a country brand? What the hell is happening?
So is that a cool name? No, it's not at all. It's stupid. Just like the Cleveland Browns are the stupidest team in football.
Is it Browns in the Bowl?
It's a band called The Browning, and these guys are freaking awesome. I have been obsessed with them over the past week. Once I was trying to figure out who was I going to do as my my next band of the week, they have a new album coming out on October 26th. So you only got a couple more days. It's called Geist. And so The Browning, these guys, so how it all started off was basically
I think in 2005 in Kansas City, right?
Thanks, Travis.
Pretty good.
Thanks,
pretty good. So yeah, the vocalist from a deathcore band decided to break off, do his own little solo project, and from there kind of built up a band around them. And I mean, this is the kind of music that I listen to when I want something heavy, hard, but also with a good beat. Because I feel like a lot of time there's some bands that they try going so hard that it's like they forget how to play instruments and they just really just bang on a lot of shit. That these guys in the Browning, they are heavy, but it's good. The whole time I'm banging my head to it, like I'm flowing with the music, because they are, I guess, if you were to look up the wiki on them, that they're considered like electronicore, maybe like crunkcore is the description that they use, which probably gives no example whatsoever. So what you want to do is go into YouTube, type in The Browning, and type in Bloodlust, and just listen to that song. And then you may go like, well, Josh, I can't understand what they're saying, so I don't know if I like this kind of music. And it's that's why, Jesus invented Google, so you can look up lyrics to songs and figure out what they're saying. It's not really that complicated. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. I mean, you may have to fact check me on that. But
Travis, check and see who invented Google.
See if Jesus invented Google.
I'm pretty sure it was. But no, like that kind of shit drives me nuts when people will sit here and, songs like Gangnam Style and Despacito will get like the number one
Alexa, play
song in the
Despacito.
world. And it's like, you twats
you heard
no
them?
freaking idea what is being said in that. I know you have no idea.
You walk, all right, you go and you get a burrito and you tell me that Despacito is not the best song to listen to when you're eating a burrito and having
You're
some
only
Baja
saying that
Blast.
because it rhymes with Despacito.
No, that's the thing. I'm not even talking trash
Despacito.
about that song. I'm just saying that no one has any freaking clue what they're saying in that song, but they still like it. But yet they hear my music and they're like, I don't know what they're saying, so I don't like it. No, you just don't like it because it's too heavy. That's okay.
Yeah.
Like I
Too metal.
whatever.
Yeah, too
People
metal.
just don't like that kind of stuff, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But don't give
They
me
just
that
don't understand
crappy,
your art.
I don't know what they're saying kind of bull crap. But yes,
Josh, did you have like a really long black hair that went over one of your eyes and then you had to like flip it over?
no, I
No,
never
it's-
dyed my hair
that was-
black. I always went platinum blonde with my long hair.
Mom, you never understand their true art.
That's definitely an emo kid, though. You got that.
I
right.
was the one with the long hair over one eye back in the day.
Hell yeah,
Mom, they just understand me as who I was.
exactly.
You just don't get it.
They understand me as the artist formerly known as Jack.
Like you ever could.
Anyways, the Browning, huh? All right, I'll give them a listen. I actually have never heard of them. I'm surprised. That's you definitely got
I
one
will
on me.
shoot them a listen.
Excellent.
I'll listen
So
to
I would
and
basically YouTube's super awesome about playing like the popular ones by a band when you look up one song. So like I said, start with Bloodlust. If you like that enough, it'll probably throw you into another one, like Pure Evil or Dragon. Those are both good ones. And then their new song that they just released, this single Geist, for the new upcoming CD, which is October the 26th. That song I've
called
had
Carnage.
on repeat. What's that?
Carnage. It's called Carnage, right?
No. So Carnage was one of their other ones. I do like that one, but they just released a song called Geist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not showing up under their singles for some reason. But yeah, you can find it on YouTube or
Cool.
probably Spotify as well. And yeah, they're killer tracks. Like heavy, but then have like that cool metal keyboard electronic trance stuff going on in the background. It just hits me in the right spot.
Well, I will definitely give them a listen. I'll leave it up to my Spotify randoms.
Perfect.
Same, bam. I like it.
Excellent.
Good deal. You know what that does? The Browning was the final boss,
Ooh.
and you have completed
That's such a shitty boss name.
level 5. The Browning.
I told you,
We have encountered the Browning.
It's hard to have something cool with Brown. I commend them for trying.
Just literally a giant glob of brown.
Right.
Brown. Back in the day when bass drops were cool. We used to call that the brown note.
Oh yeah.
Because whenever bands would hit the bass drop, you would shit your pants.
Yeah, but
I love it.
So, but I mean, hey, the Browning. We'll check it out. That was the final boss. Thank you, both of you, for being here and helping
As
me
always,
defeat.
it's not like you could do this show by yourself.
That's true.
Don't even try, Jeff.
No, and then thank you for I'm talking to the listeners, not to you two anymore. For being here for level 5 and for completing level 5 and on to level 6, which is the commemorative Halloween edition of the bonus level podcast, coming straight to you next Wednesday, October 31st on Halloween.
Level 6 is just right then. We'll almost be about half of the way there in terms of decimal wise. So we only have about, I think, 1,987 more episodes left.
Perfect. That's great. Awesome. Anyways, do you guys have any closing thoughts? Jeez.
Well, we realized that Josh has a lot to talk about customer service, and I felt that we were very informative. And Josh likes the color brown.
The Browning. Anyways,
comes to the last name.
Thanks for completing level 5 from all of us here at the bonus level podcast.
And I'm sorry for ranting so much today. I don't know if you guys have been counting, because I have, but I am now 21 days without a cigarette. I want to murder
Love
people
it.
all the time.
Okay.
Jack, stop him before he rants.
So for you
Right.
guys, later taters.
Anyways, yes, from all of us, thanks for being here. We'll see you next week.
Adios.